Monday, December 19th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who knows the Dallas Star isn't a logo, it's a rating, J.P. Shadrick.
I loved that sign in the stands yesterday. Only 1 star out of 5. Welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday. The Jaguars are coming off another victory. We've got a busy 2 hours ahead. Of course, it's Hall of Famer Tony Boselli and Pete Prisco coming up. Jaguars, an overtime winner, 40-34 over the Dallas Cowboys. We have fan questions for days. We'll pick some of the best coming up. And yes, the playoff picture is clear for the Jaguars moving ahead. They control their destiny with 3 games to go. Let's begin with Doug Peterson after the game yesterday. And what a win, a belief, even down 17 points late in the third quarter.
We talked about it, last night at the hotel. We talked about it again today. We just kept chipping away, against a really good football team. I mean, that's a well-coached, unit. They're obviously one of the top teams in the league, but this win today, I think, kind of just gives our guys confidence in who they are as a team.
Rayshawn Jenkins, of course, capped a huge day. He had 18 tackles, 2 interceptions, including the game winner in overtime.
It's crazy. I don't even think I ever had a pick 6 before today, so that was pretty. Yeah, I know that's crazy. So I think that was pretty cool to do. That's a play you dream about ever since you like 8 years old. Ever since I started playing this game, man. Just to be able to be the guy to make a play like that for us to get that win. So that was pretty cool to do, man. And like I was telling everybody else, man, we got another one here in 5 days. In 4 days, it's pretty important, man. And I'm just excited to get on to this next one.
And on to the quarterback. The team rallied, and number 16 is not worried about the haters.
I don't really care, honestly, what people think. I say that. I do think, it feels good to win a game like this on a big game, national game, like you said, against a great team. It feels good just to, show who we are. So you can't lie. I mean, that feels good to show people that, but it doesn't change anything about us. We're the same group. We lost 5 games straight in October, and everyone wrote us off. So, I mean, if you listen to what people say, you're not really in a good spot. So it's the same group, and we've just stuck together, and it's been fun. And we right here, 3 games left. We got a little run we got to make, and we've said that the last couple weeks, and we've stepped up to the challenge, and we got to do it again on a short week. So this one's short-lived. You got to flush it by the morning and get ready for the Jets.
More from head coach Doug Peterson from earlier today coming up. You can catch it all on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media as well. We're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We welcome in Tony Boselli, the Hall of Famer, and Pete Prisco, the senior writer from CBS Sports. And why are you shaking your head already, Pete? Oh, my gosh, have you started yet?
I locked it, Pete.
No. You know why,
Yes.
JP? Because you hate when people try and take credit for something they didn't do.
Right. I agree.
Right? And JP, okay, I'm going to state my point here. Tony said he locked the playoffs and then took it back. And we both agreed he took it back.
You know what he
didn't
did,
want any
Pete?
part of it after that.
Yeah, you know what he did, Pete? What proved it is he pointed to the camera and tried to unlock it with his hand somehow. That would magically change it.
Correct.
You can't take that away.
So no credit whatsoever for locking the playoffs, and JP can be the judge on it.
I'm going to ask a question. You state my case now. I'm going to ask yes/no questions, Pete, for you to answer. Did I lock on the show that the Jaguars would go to the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Did I start getting nervous and try to get out of it?
No. You did get out of it.
No. Wait, no. Yes or no? Did I try to get out of it?
With a yes or no. There's
Did
no
I try to
rules
get out of
to that.
it? Did I try to unlock it?
Yes.
You tried.
Okay. Did one J.P. Shadrick, Juan Paul Shadrick, and Peter Prisco. Actually, I think it's Jared Paul. Whatever JP's real name is.
We went through this last week,
and Pete, did you both say, too bad, you locked it, you can't get out of it? Did you say that?
Correct, but you fought us on it.
Okay.
That's right.
Done! It's locked!
No.
JP,
So wait. Okay, but first off, even if you did lock it, so you got him in already?
Oh, I'm double locked.
Well, here, a double lock already. I mean,
We got to hear this. We got to hear the sound
Double lock.
effect.
double
You're
lock.
double locking. You're double locking there in the postseason.
We weren't. I don't think the staff was ready for that.
I've already moved on. Frankly, thinking about locking the first round win
So
against the Ravens. They're going to play the Ravens. Let me just tell you, this is going to work out, people. Jaguars are going to win out. They're going to be 9-8. They're going to be the AFC South
champs. So they'll be the fourth seed.
That's right. They'll be the fourth seed. The Bengals are going to win the AFC North
by beating Baltimore the last week of the season.
That's right. The Ravens will have the 5 seed. They'll be the highest rated wild card team. The Ravens will come to Jacksonville in a rematch, and we will beat them soundly this time instead of a close game.
Well, that sounds right, but the 5 seed could end up being the Chargers.
The Chargers want no piece of us after that.
Oh my God!
Let's just be clear. They want no piece.
Look, the bottom line is Jacksonville controls its own destiny. Period. Win out, you're in. It's really and it's Christmas week. Think about that. It's Christmas week and they control their own destiny. That's the most amazing thing said around Jacksonville in years. Okay? Other than Miles Jack wasn't down. But they control their own destiny. And who saw this coming? Nobody. No, you did it. You did not.
I locked it, Pete.
No, you might have said they have a chance to make the playoffs, but 4 weeks ago you didn't say anything about that. So
I did not.
But it's an incredible story and one that reminds me a little of 1996.
Yeah, before we get to 96, I mean, the players aren't thinking this way, the organization's not thinking this way, our fans are not thinking this way, and none of them should. But because I reflect where we are in the season and what you just said, I have checked both boxes off for what I thought a successful season looked like. For me, it was 2 things. It was one, at the end of the season, you knew that Trevor Lawrence was the dude. He was the franchise quarterback. Box checked.
Checked.
No doubt.
0.
I said last week he's a top 10 quarterback. I think he's top 7. I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
He will be next. He will be next year for sure.
I'm just telling you right now, he's one of the best. I'm not saying he's as good as Burrows or Mahomes or Allen yet, but after that group, I'll start debating anybody.
Herbert?
Yes, I'll debate with Herbert all day long with him.
Yeah, he's got. I won't do that yet, but he's moving in that direction.
Okay, so check that box. Next box. I said that they'd be playing meaningful games in December, meaning that there was a chance for them to fight in to get to the playoffs. Check. Meaningful game. You control your own destiny.
You didn't say they would. You said that would be a win for the year.
In my book, if those 2 things happened, it's a successful season.
Correct. We agree.
They've accomplished both those things.
Now, though, playing meaningful games in December isn't enough.
That's right.
No, they got to win it all.
They're in it now. Yeah.
Right?
Win.
I mean, you got to win a division now. If it's out there for you, it's laid out in front of you, go win it.
I mean, just to fast forward, I mean, we'll do a little early show power rankings. The Jaguars are the number 1 team in the AFC South. They're the best team in the South.
Yes, they are.
They're the best team. And by the way, I'm not sure it's close.
The Titans made him a little nervous yesterday against the Chargers, though.
Man, until your boy made that throw down the field, Pete. Oh my God!
There are only a few people on the planet who can make that throw.
Wow!
And guess what? One of them sitting in Duval County.
He is. Because his throw to Zay Jones was one of those too.
On the run.
That was the most. He's on the move and he fires that rifle shot down the field in stride. There you go, buddy. I mean, that was incredible. But still, you're right. Jacksonville right now is probably the better team, but they gotta do it. You gotta do it.
They gotta prove it. And by the way, I think this game in New York is harder than the game they just played against Cowboys for different reasons completely. It's going to be cold. It's on the road on a Thursday night. You have a desperate team that's fighting to try to get the last wild card spot. You have top 3 defense in the entire NFL. They're third in yards, second in points. It's a different animal you're going to play up there.
But if Quinnen Williams isn't all the way back, that would be a break for him too. I mean, that's a big thing.
Well, he wasn't bad. He didn't play last week, Pete, and they were pretty dang good.
But yeah, they're a good defense. But you'd still rather play Zach Wilson than the Cowboys defense.
But I'm talking the whole game. The Cowboys.
You'd still rather play Zach Wilson than the Cowboys.
Would you rather? So you're saying you'd rather play the Cowboys at home than the Jets on the road?
No, I'd rather play
Thursday night.
I'd rather play Jets on the road
on Thursday night.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Watch the tape of Zach Wilson, and you'll think differently. And he was a little bit better on Sunday. Don't get me wrong. He made a couple throws late in that game that got him in close to field goal range, but he made some awful throws too.
Yeah, I'm talking more about the defense.
The defense is really good. They're really good, and that'll be a challenge for this group. But I think the way they call plays, and I'll give you an example. The Lions had 4th and inches late in that game. I don't know if you saw the play.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
They're behind. They need to get a first down. They didn't run the ball. You know what they did? They tight end leak. They leaked him out. He caught a pass and went 60 yards or whatever for a touchdown to win the game. So I think the aggression, that's one of those teams that you can use. And the way Doug calls plays and gets teams going one way and flowing back the other way, I think he'll be good. He'll be able to call some plays up against that group.
Yeah.
We got to win it, though. You got to win that one. You got to win the Texans. And then
by the way,
it comes down.
In the Texans game isn't going to be an easy game.
No, they're playing much better. Much
better. And tell me the last time we beat that team.
Right.
It's been forever.
But here's the other thing. If they beat the Jets and beat the Texans, and the Titans lose to the Texans. Right! The Titans lose to the Texans and the Cowboys, they're rested guys in week 18.
Can you imagine? Unbelievable.
Actually, you know what? Even if we don't need to win it for the playoffs, play everyone and go beat the hell out of them. You're not good enough to rest anybody. Go beat the hell out of them and get ready for week 1 in the playoffs.
It's an incredible story, and I can't imagine what it was like at the stadium yesterday. It sounded like on TV there were a lot of Cowboy fans there.
It was. I was. This is a guess by me. I love JP's. I would say it was 50-50 Cowboys fans. I mean, it was it might have been more Cowboy fans. They were everywhere.
Well, it was everywhere. Sold out though, right?
Oh, packed. Awesome.
Yep.
They had standing room only tickets.
It was awesome.
I love that.
It was awesome. Great scene, and to win it like they did. We'll get into the game coming up in just a little bit. Certainly the offensive performance, Trevor Lawrence. Zay Jones had 3 touchdowns. Travis Etienne goes over 100, even though he had the early fumble. And, of course, the defense a little bit later. Then in the second hour, we'll get to your social media.
JP,
yes, Tony.
You're leaving out, and we'll talk about it after the break, the most important play of that game. And I'm going to leave it at that. We'll talk about it afterwards.
There's a lot to choose from. There were a lot of important plays that led to the next important play to get to the most important play, the pick 6. But we'll get to that coming up. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We are off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home? as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're down by 3, have 3 minutes left on that drive. Putting together a good drive, had a nice run, and then I fumble, trying to cut back. I'm kind of, right away I was like, oh, the game's over, I fumbled, and I was just obviously, couldn't believe it. I was disappointed, and then I look up, I'm like, we got 3 timeouts. Our defense has been bowing up every time we've needed them today, so I'm standing there at our defense's mercy, just praying we get a stop, and really believed in those guys, just what they've shown, and didn't even flinch. When I'm walking off, they're all picking me up, walking off after the fumble. They're like, we got you, and that's just the mindset of this team. And no matter what happens, you just got to keep playing. I think we've all seen. I mentioned even like the Vikings game the other night. You got to keep playing. So you never know what's in store on the next play, and if you're too busy thinking about the last one, you're going to miss it. So I think that's a great example of how we were able to do that today. Just battled some adversity, and it was always the Jags, as Dewey would say. So
that's the quarterback, of course, Trevor Lawrence, after the game. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. And for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. It's Monday. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jags social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And the performance of Trevor Lawrence yesterday, he finishes with 4 touchdown passes. He's over 300 yards again. He threw an interception. He lost that fumble, of course, in a key moment late, inside 2 minutes, but the Jags defense bailed them out, got them the football again. They get down the field. They get the game-tying field goal at the final gun to go to overtime, but Trevor Lawrence continues to shine in the last month and a half, and really since that London game, he's turned things around, and they got it done in a full team win yesterday. Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, J.P. Shadrick, and how about Trevor and that fumble? Boy, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Slide.
But got the ball back, got down the field, and got in position with that timeout left somehow.
Well, let's start with, to Pete's, comment, he should have slid. I see where Pete's coming from. Get down, don't take the hit, and live to go play another play. With that said, I'm not going to get out. I'm not going after Trevor. I love the play. I don't love the fumble, but the dude is so competitive. He's tough as nails. He is trying to win a game right here, and he'll learn from it. Maybe he slides in the future. Maybe he understands as he cuts back, he's got to have really good ball security, whatever. But I just love the competitive nature. Like, he was trying to score. He's like, I'm going to make this guy miss and cut back, and I'm going to go, run to the end zone. And so at some level, yeah, Pete's right. Sliding is probably the smart play. More conservative. You have the first down. You're in good shape. I'm not arguing with Pete at all on that one, but I just refuse to go after a kid who's going to compete like that. It's a bang play. The shoulder pad hit the ball perfectly. It's not okay. You gotta be smart. I'm not excusing Trevor, but when guys compete and it's like no different than if you go back to the Tennessee game last week when Derrick Henry fumbled after the huge hit of Shaq Quarterman. Some people will be like, "Oh, just go down, get out of bounds at the contact." I don't buy that. You're trying to get
but you're the quarterback, though, Tony. You got to learn. Yeah, it's got to learn to get that.
Pete, in a regular game at a regular time, but not under 2 minutes when you're trying to go win the damn thing.
Well, you get down, you get lined up and go play the next play. Were they not in field goal range at that moment?
Extreme. Would have been long.
Yeah, it would have been a long field goal, but yeah,
they had a ton of time too. They still had time.
I get what you're saying. Yes, I'm not saying the sliding is the wrong call or the wrong. I think you're probably right. My whole point was I love his competitiveness. That's what makes him who he is.
Well, I get it. I understand that, but you can be competitive and be smart at the same time.
Yes. The smarter play, the veteran play would have been get down, you got yardage, you're going into traffic, don't get killed.
Right, and you got timeouts, and you have plenty of time to go get a touchdown if you want to.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I thought the response of the defense was so great.
Huge.
And by the way, Mike McCarthy helped this team win the game too. What are you doing throwing on 3rd and 10? What are you doing?
Right, you can't, and throwing 4 vertical. They ran 4 verticals on 3rd and 10.
What are you doing?
Wasn't even a chance for a PI. It landed out of bounds too, didn't it?
Well, no, but they're throwing 4 vertical. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He doesn't throw anything short. He doesn't run anything into the middle of the field. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible decision.
I just don't understand. Force the Jaguars to use their last time out. They might not get the field goal range if you do that.
Well, they would.
Right here. That right there, that play by Evan Ingram was maybe my favorite play of the whole game. I loved it because it's a pro move. This is a guy in the heat of the battle who understands situational football. And he understands, he has to will himself out. Look at the contact. It's 10 yards.
Yeah, he's at the numbers. He got hit at the numbers, and that's amazing.
No, JP, if you run it again, it's inside the numbers. First contact, inside the numbers. Watch this.
Yeah,
no, it's outside. It is inside the numbers.
It's inside the numbers.
It's a heck of a play.
And he drove
by the way, he had another good game. That's stacking him.
This is a big time play. And
is that the most important play? Is that the most important play in the game?
Yes. Because, and you could argue there's probably 10 others, Pete. But I'm saying for a play that no one thought much of. If you ask the average fan, tell me what the most impactful plays of that game. Very few are going to name that play. But if he doesn't get out of bounds there, they have to burn that timeout. They can't take the shot down the middle of the field. They got to work the sideline.
Got to go to the sidelines. And by the way, that was a hell of a play by Trevor Lawrence too, floating to his left and finding him in the middle of the field.
It went right through Wilson's hands, literally through his hands, to get to Zay.
When you throw it 100 miles an hour, you can do that.
It's amazing.
I mean, that's an amazing throw right there, and sets him up at point blank range. And by the way, if they didn't call timeout, he misses the field goal.
I think it snuck in.
Did it? Barely, maybe.
Yeah,
he mishit it.
Yep.
He mishit it. But I mean,
though.
that's a big boy. That's a big time decision and throw right there, because there's nothing he could have done. He can't run. He's not getting any yardage on that play, so he made the smart play. Look, when a quarterback fumbles and then gets the ball back and goes down and gets the game-tying field goal, that speaks volumes about the quarterback. It really does. I mean, it tells you that and I didn't like, what's another one of the big play there, Tony? When he was in the grasp and he dumped it off to Hasty, and Hasty got out of bounds. That was another big play on the other side.
Huge. I mean, it's Pete, you're sitting there watching that game yesterday, and it was such good complimentary football because the defense has all kinds of issues. I mean, they gave up 34 points, and they have issues, but they got stops when they had to. And they got the walk-off pick six, which was great. I'm so happy for those guys. And Rayshon Jenkins was the player of the game yesterday. He was dominant. But what I love about where we sit today as an organization, and I don't think I've ever felt this way since I played. When you roll out there and you roll the ball out on the field, you're walking out with the dude on your side. You got the dude. You got the man. You got the franchise quarterback, and you're in every game. Like, you know what? Let's go play anybody, because I don't think you can stop us. Now, you're gonna have games. You're gonna have games when you get stopped and you play bad, and he'll have bad games in his career. Every player does. But 9 out of 10 times, that dude is going to deliver.
And by the way, you talk about going back to when you played. They still never had a quarterback who was generational for 10 years or more. You know what I mean? They haven't had that guy. Oh, because Mark. What did Mark play? He played 7.
He played 19, but he played 7 for the Jags.
Yeah.
But you could argue they might have been a little premature in their selection of quarterback and letting him leave.
Yeah, you could say that. But the point is they haven't had that guy that they drafted and said they've never had that drafted and he's their guy, and they have it now.
No, and Trevor Lawrence, if he continues on the trajectory that he's on, he'll be the greatest quarterback to ever play this organization.
Yes. By the way, I was reading something. And I wanted to look back just to see what I said. In the preseason, it got a lot of people's attention when I said he would throw for over 4,000 yards and 32 touchdown passes. He could do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he ends up at. I'm projecting. I think he ends up at probably 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Pretty darn close. My prediction. And look, he is outstanding. He's outstanding. But what I didn't understand is last week he started talking about receipts on people. Who was he talking about?
I don't know. Let him go. Roll with it. Make it up. I don't care if it helps you. I'm a believer as a player. If you have to make up a chip on your shoulder, if you have to make up someone against you, whatever it takes to get you motivated.
Well, because me and you were on this show firmly behind him the entire year, no matter what he was doing. JP 100%. Might have been a little hard. Maybe he was talking about JP. No, I'm kidding.
No. He had callers, on the other hand, but
callers and people and fans in town were harsh.
First of all, Pete, you and I have been consistent from day one. Yep. Even when he was playing, even after the Denver game.
Yep.
Where he played awful. I never questioned on this show or on any other show.
Neither did I.
That he was not the franchise quarterback.
Nope. Neither did I.
Now, it was ugly at times.
But you could just see it.
But he just knew. The dude's the guy's stud.
And by the way, Doug Peterson calling plays, outstanding what he designs. Outstanding. But in typical Prisco fashion, I have to highlight one that I really didn't like, and let's see if Tony can guess it. See if you can guess it.
Let me think back through the plays. Which one did you not like?
JP will guess it, I think.
I'm trying to think. There's nothing.
It's got to be some short yardage thing that he hated around the goal line or something.
It's not in short yardage, no, but around the goal line, yeah. You're in the ballpark.
Was it the direct snap?
It's the direct snap, the Wildcat.
You have a franchise quarterback who's on fire with a cannon, and you line him up out wide and run option with Travis Etienne. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm watching the game, and as soon as I saw it, I said to everybody, I go, here's where he gets the Philly special thinking in his mind again. Just play football. You don't need for that.
He is one of the best play callers in the NFL,
He's
though.
great at what he does. With somebody needs to rein him in once in a while on stuff like that. Why would you do that? You can't, JP, I see you going like this. You can't defend that call. There's no defense of it.
Until it works.
But you know what else? They optioned Micah Parsons, and no matter what they did, he was going to make the play.
Yeah, he's a good player now. He is
really good player. That's a special
player. Hey, Pete, let me ask you a question. But after the Jags win out, and they're 9-8,
you locking that too? Straight through?
And they win the AFC South. They've already double locked the playoffs. That's good enough for tonight. And they're 9-8. They win the AFC South. Doesn't Doug have to get some Coach of the Year nomination? I mean, some votes.
Yeah, but I think Sirianni's going to run away with it, though.
I get that, but what he's done, I'll say this. If everyone in the national media and all the voters knew what he inherited and how bad it was after Urban Meyer, he would win Coach of the Year hands down.
Yeah. I think it's Sirianni. If the Lions make the playoffs, Campbell will be in the mix, and Dable's done a hell of a job. The Giants are going to make the playoffs, so I think they're in it. And then if he wins a division, I think Doug would get consideration. Look, I'm a big fan of what I've seen from Doug Peterson. I pick one play or two play every game just because that's me, but he's outstanding making it. You know how you always find a coach who makes it easy on his quarterback? He makes it easy on the quarterback. They're in space. They play in space a lot of the time, and I think that makes it easy on them.
All right, guys, let's come back. Defensive talk and Rayshon Jenkins Day. What a day it was for the Jags safety. 18 tackles, 2 interceptions. And, of course, in the second hour coming up, your social media questions, and we'll keep it real as always. This is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin, week after week, as if the very season depended on it, while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller Time in Jacksonville. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2022 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been a leader in direct mail for over a decade. Using the latest technology, Kessler can now reach your ideal audience even more effectively. Choose from between a couple of response channels, from direct mail to landing pages designed to engage and initiate responses with potential customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timoneri, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
It's only up.
Talk was over, right? But we talked last night about this being a 15-round heavyweight toe-to-toe fight. We talked about playing for 4 quarters. We talked about being physical. We talked about all 3 phases making an impact, and all 3 phases made an impact today. Offense, defense, and special teams. No bigger though than walk. Hey, proud of every single one of you. Great job, man. Great job. Let's bring it up.
Just like he said, bro, quick turnaround. Hey, let's go. We got another big one. Thursday, brothers dominating. Hey, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
That is Rayshawn Jenkins breaking it down, and of course Doug Peterson in the locker room after the Jaguars win over the Cowboys yesterday. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli, 40-34 in overtime for the Jags, and Rayshawn Jenkins, a big reason why. 18 tackles, 2 interceptions. One of those, of course, returned for a 52-yard touchdown, his first career pick 6. And, boy, wow, what a game. First player, I think, in league history to have 18 tackles and 2 interceptions in a game. And he came to play. Certainly, he's been playing pretty good football anyway, but this one takes the cake, guys.
Well, he was dominant. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. He was the best safety in football yesterday. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not saying he is the best safety in football, but as far as performance and output and production, he was the best safety in football.
He was one of the best defensive players in football yesterday.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah, that's even better said, Pete. And I think Rayshawn's played really well all year. I hope he's a guy they bring back. I think he's an emotional leader. He brings juice to the defense. I really appreciate him. And he was just outstanding. He was all over the place. And the pick 6 was amazing. But what I love about him more than anything, he is unafraid to stick his nose in there in the run game. I mean, he will come up and make play after play after play.
This throw, what the heck was Dak Prescott doing on this play? I mean, I could have made that interception.
Yeah. The Cowboys are an interesting team, Pete. I just don't get them.
No, I don't. They're weird. It's a weird group because they're supposed to be so dominant on the defensive side of the ball, and they weren't on Sunday.
No, they got run through.
Yeah.
But let's focus on our defense. Listen, there's still plenty of issues.
Tons.
You gave up. You couldn't stop the run in the first half. You couldn't stop anything in the first half. You did get a key stop at the end of the first half, so they didn't go up 28-7. That would have been a disaster. But, they made adjustments. They only gave up 13 points in the second half. They came out and played physical, and they got the walk-off touchdown in overtime. And I thought, Trevor fumbles. You have to have a 3-and-out. I know I was nervous that they would be able to do it. And I think they got the loss of yardage on first down and set up the 3rd and 10. And they got a little bit of help from a poor,
it was. I mean, but also though the pick six was a first down. The kid's got to catch the ball.
It doesn't matter. He made the play, Pete.
Well, no, I get it. He made the play, but it's still he's open. He gets a first down, and then they move on.
Yeah, but even if you look at it, I'm not disagreeing with you that, Pete. I mean, you'd hope they make that play, but it was a contested throw. I mean, there's bodies flying around. It wasn't like it was just a clean.
Well, he's trailing them. No, I disagree with you. He catches that. That's a first down. If you look at from the end zone, did you watch the tape today?
Yeah.
When you watch the end zone tape, he's clear. He's gotten away from Herndon on that play.
That's fair. I mean, he should have caught it. I'm not saying that. There's plenty that we should have caught too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I agree. But it's a great reactionary play by Jenkins, and then Oluokun gets a great block on Dak Prescott.
Yep, heads up, good football. But regardless, Pete, of whether it should have been caught or not, you got the 3-and-out at the end of the game when you had to force it to overtime.
Huge.
When all the momentum was on the Cowboys sideline after getting the fumble, they know if they get one first down, it's over. If they get a first down, it's over. The game is done. And for that defense, who had been much maligned and had not played great all day, except for in certain moments, they had some nice moments in the second half. They got the 3-and-out when they had to, and that was just huge.
This was a good play by Smoot to get in the backfield right away, and then Jenkins made a play on the other one, didn't he? Coming down in the backfield. Yeah, I mean, look, the defense is what it is. There are a bunch of guys that give a lot of effort, but they lack a lot in terms of again. Key had this sack. What do you have? 1.5?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Trayvon
Josh
Walker.
Allen had a sack. I thought Josh Allen was better yesterday on pass rushes.
I did too. I thought he was.
Arden Key was good rushing the passer. Smoot was good. I didn't feel like they lost a lot without Trayvon Walker out there, I guess, yesterday.
No. The run defense, like you said, they got blocked. The linebackers got blocked at times. Lloyd's head, when Muma came into the game, he got blocked a bunch, by the way. Lloyd seemed to be spinning again. He made a couple good plays. Like he made that one sideline play where you can see him chase down Pollard, I think, on a sideline run.
Well, he's athletic and he can move. He can go sideline to sideline. He's okay. He's okay in space in the run game. It just looks like he's slow to react at times when it's muddled up between the tackles.
Yeah, and again, you see Oluokun lining him up the whole game, and that can't happen. So, I think one of the bright spots on Sunday, Jenkins was obvious, but I think the move of Darius Williams outside, he was really good in coverage on Sunday. If you watch the tape, so he was good in coverage. Now, he's not inside on CeeDee Lamb like Herndon was, but still, he was good in coverage and he looked so much more comfortable out there than he did playing the nickel.
Hey, Pete, what were I'm curious, what were the PFF grades for the defense? I mean, Jenkins had to be number one, but I was curious how Darius Williams graded out and how Josh Allen and Arden Key graded out.
Here, let me look. I'll tell you in a second.
See, now, Pete, he's requesting Pro Football Focus grades all of a sudden.
Which I love, by the way. I love the fact that he's asking for him.
Turn the corner.
Because I love what he does. Here we go. Ready? Highest rated defensive player was not Rashawn Jenkins.
What?
It was Smoot.
Ah, okay.
What did he grade out at?
86.3. They gave him really good grades across the run defense, pass rush.
How is Rashawn Jenkins not?
Rashawn didn't get a great grade as a run defender, which is weird. He only got 63.
I disagree with that.
Yeah,
okay. Darius Williams was number 2. They gave Williams 80 in coverage. He was the best coverage guy on.
Yeah.
Okay. The guys that they gave bad grades to?
Herndon.
Really bad in coverage. Muma, Devin Lloyd in coverage and in tackling. Chase on. He only played 15 snaps.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do much.
Allen got a decent grade, not great. What were they doing when he got caught up in coverage in that zone over there? I mean, what the heck was that? That's not good defense.
3-4, you get played in that 3-4, your outside backers get caught in that.
Well, wasn't Dewan Smith
when they
down
carry
the field
when
on
they
one,
carry the corner's got to go with him, and he's got to go.
You got to carry number 2.
What about? I thought Hamilton did some good things on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got a decent grade. You want the offensive grades, Tony?
Sure.
I'm curious to see what you think about the offensive line. Who was the best offensive lineman?
Jawan played well.
He's the best. You got that one right. Who
number 2? I thought Shatley played well.
They didn't. They had him pass protection 44-6. I thought Sheriff gave up some plays. I didn't think he was.
He was playing hurt too.
Yeah, well, you're accountable when you're on the field. That's all I got.
I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just stating a fact.
Tony, they gave Walker Little the lowest pass blocking grade. They gave him 23.5. I didn't think he was that bad. I don't think he held his block long enough, though. That's one.
Yeah, I would disagree with that. I don't think he was that bad either.
And they gave the center. The center was graded out higher than Sheriff and higher than both guards and Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson did not get a great grade.
Yeah, he was a little bit leaky at times.
And his run blocking was a bad grade, 54.2.
And
so Jawan was the best on Sunday. I think the tape says that.
Yeah, I think so.
And remember, Cam Robinson likely done for the year. Doug Peterson said it's a knee issue, a meniscus issue, and so that's bad news for Cam Robinson, obviously, and for the Jags.
But that's why you drafted that kid the second round. Go play.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I'm glad hopefully it's not it sounds like it's not a ligament, an ACL or MCL.
It's a meniscus.
That's what it's meniscus.
And so it just depends how bad the meniscus is, because if it's a bad meniscus, that's a long process to heal.
If it's torn, right? If it's ripped all the way, it's right?
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's completely torn off and you have a bare spot, it depends where the meniscus is torn. If it's off the kind of the femoral head, that can cause some arthritis in there as well. So the femoral head, I think that's yeah.
Well, will he be back in time for their Super Bowl appearance?
I don't know what the process is.
That's a good question.
You locking that too?
I never had a true meniscus tear, so I don't know what that rehab's like.
Hey, we got to come back in a moment. We'll go around the AFC South when we return. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jags. And this is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans and PRI Productions. The Southeast full-service event company has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. And if you're watching on Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, you're taking a look live outside at the Miller Electric Center. Under construction, it'll be open for business in, just a few months' time now. This summer, right before training camp. And I can't wait to get into that building. Of course, the Jaguar. Where are they going to put the Lombardi Trophy, I guess, is the question. In the lobby?
Well, no, the bigger question is, where's your office going to be in there, JP? That's the bigger question.
It's probably going to be right where I'm sitting right now, not in that one, I'm guessing.
Why, they're not moving the whole thing over that way?
No. Like the business part of it, I believe, stays intact. So that's literally football offices, I believe. So, yeah. It's good for the football. I mean, they're packed in here like sardines. So this will be a totally different feel once they get over there across the parking lot, for sure. All right, let's take a look around the AFC South, shall we? And the Colts. Oh my gosh, 33-0. They had the lead, and I turned it off. I got an alert that the Vikings had tied the game on a screen pass. I'm like, what is this? Got to be a mistake. And they lost it overtime. 39-36, the Vikings win it. Unreal.
All the Colts had to do is score one touchdown in the second half, and it's over. And they couldn't. They got nothing going, and then defensively, they had no answer for Kirk Cousins in the second half. I mean, I think the worst thing, they'd have been better off having make it like 7-0 going into halftime, because I think the Vikings just said, screw it, we're going wide open. We're just going to throw it around the yard.
Well, he threw for 40. He threw for 43 in the first half and ended up with 460.
That's my point. You know what I'm saying, Pete? I think they just opened it up and said,
plus Jeff Saturday, you're up 8 late in the game. Why don't you kick a field goal on 4th and 1 to make it 11?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
I mean, you go up 11.
The game's over.
Right. It was stupid. These coaches, punting and field goals are okay, guys. Somebody needs to tell them it's okay to take them once in a while. But that's a bad luck. By the way, they would still be alive if they won that game.
Yep.
They would be.
Because of the tie.
The Texans are most certainly not alive. They lost in overtime again yesterday to the Chiefs, 30-24. The Chiefs are go ahead and they're clinched. They're in. They're rolling right now.
Here's the thing about the Texans. The best thing that's happening to the Texans, they're getting younger. Some of the younger players are getting better, and they're playing tough. These last 2 weeks, they played the Cowboys tough. Should have won that game. Played the Chiefs tough. Could have won that game. And they're still going to have the first overall pick. I mean, it's good for them.
Yeah, give Lovie Smith and that staff and all those players credit. That's hard to do when it's not, it's over. And they're playing their best football, you could argue.
And they're going to have a big say in who wins the division because they play both the Titans this week and then they play the Jaguars next week.
And, for us, we got to take care of the Jets first. But going to Houston, we have not had success in that building. We've not had success against that team as of late. We haven't had success against any teams, for that matter. We just broke a 20-game losing streak against NFC teams with the win against the Cowboys. But give them credit. Now, Pete, the question with the Texans is Lovie Smith going to be one and done? Do they go find another coach after this year, or are they going to let him try to rebuild it?
What's the point of that? You're going to change your coach every Tuesday? I mean, it's just stupid.
I agree. I think I bring him back. I give Lovie credit what he's doing so far.
I agree. They're playing hard. They could have packed their bags and went home. They're playing hard.
They're just not very talented.
No.
And then send a Christmas card to Justin Herbert with that big pass down the field to set up the game-winning field goal over the Titans, of course. And that puts the Jaguars, as we look at the AFC South standings, in second place, one game back, but the Jaguars control their own destiny for the AFC South championship with 3 to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do power rankings, the Jags are the best team in the AFC South. They are number one. They might be 2 in the standings as of today. That will change. They're going to the playoffs. You heard it here first. It's done. It's double loss. It's a no doubter at this point. And they're the best. They're the best team in the AFC South.
They also, when you look back on the season, they should essentially have at least a 1-game lead in the division. I mean, I go back to
Pete. I would argue right now, if they knew how to finish games during that 6-game stretch,
all right,
I would say they would be, 6-8? They'd be 9-5 right now.
Gotta go. Second hour coming up. Jaguars Happy Hour on Jaguars Radio.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
It's the holiday savings event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. For a limited time, get $300 off windows and $825 off patio doors. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Offer expires December 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com. Call now. License number CGC 1527613.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
At 5 Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. VyStar Credit Union, VyStarCU.org. Go Jags!
If you're positioning yourself for the postseason, in some cases, having a late Thursday game, you get 10 days sort of rest after it, right? And you really start getting some guys healthy and back, and as long as you can make it through the Thursday game without losing another player or two. So, you can look at it as a benefit too, to your team, and that's how I look at this one. An opportunity to go on the road and play, and really, with the emotional wins we've had these last couple of weeks, you don't have time to think. You just got to put everybody together and go play, and then it's great for us because we got Christmas coming up after this, and get a chance to spend time with family this weekend.
That's the head coach, of course, this afternoon. The full press conference available on Jaguars.com from head coach Doug Peterson. Welcome back. It's the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday after a Jaguars victory over the Dallas Cowboys in overtime, 40-34 the final. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli, and the Jags trailed by 17 late in the third quarter. They rallied to take the lead, lost the lead, and then had the ball in Titans territory, and Trevor Lawrence fumbled with 1:28 left. The Jags defense got a 3-and-out and had a timeout left after it. Lawrence and the offense got the ball back with 1:01 to play and that one timeout. Evan Ingram somehow got to the sideline from inside the numbers to save the timeout after a review. A pass to Zay Jones through Donovan Wilson's hands set up the game-tying field goal, and then it was on to overtime where the Jaguars went 3-and-out and then had the interception return for a touchdown from Rayshon Jenkins, his second pick of the day. Tennessee's lost to the Chargers put the Jags back in control of their destiny for the postseason. So they're down one game in the division race with 3 to play, including that head-to-head matchup in Week 18. It couldn't have gone better, I don't think, for the Jaguars. Everything is lined up now. Tony and Pete back with us to, handle business now. It's a 3-game season. Go win some games and win the division and get to the playoffs. Pretty easy.
Well, it is. And JP, as great as the last 2 weeks have been, I think what the message has to be to the players and the leaders in that locker room have to remind everyone, we got to do it again this Thursday. Because if we lose, and the Titans win, we're right back to where we started, and that's 2 games back with 2 to go. And now we don't control our own destiny because the Tennessee's right back in the driver's seat. So we're in the driver's seat right now, but the only way you get to stay in the driver's seat, you go beat the Jets. And because you have to assume the Titans are going to beat the Texans.
If the Titans beat the Texans and the Jacksonville loses to the Jets, and then the following week the Titans lose to the Cowboys and Jacksonville beats the Texans,
then you're right back into the driver's seat.
Right. So
for that,
but still, this is a big game for this reason. That game went to a large national audience on Sunday because the number one Fox crew did it, and it was a marquee game with the Cowboys. This game's going to everybody. There are a lot of people who haven't seen this team play at all. And so I think it's a moment those guys can go show people how good and where they're going, particularly young players. They can do that. To Trevor Lawrence, I mean, everybody knows he's been on fire, but go show them. Go. Zay Jones has been outstanding, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And
outside of Detroit. Can I say something about that real quick about Zay, Pete?
Yeah,
I really appreciate Zay. He's one of my favorite players on the team. And I really like this team. I think they're a close-knit group. They play for each other. It's a fun team to root for. But Zay Jones was hurt, had a significant injury, pec injury in that Detroit game. And if you go back and watch the tape, you can see he doesn't lift both arms. He goes with one at a time. And he never made an excuse. He played hurt. He fought through it. Maybe he shouldn't have, but I like guys who err on, I'm going to go out there and make it happen. I'm going to fight through the injury. He had a bad game. He never made an excuse and never told anyone it was an injury, I was hurt or that. He just sucked it up. He owned it, and he fought through it. I love that because that's what pros do. You're going to have bad moments, and sometimes you play hurt and you don't perform up to the standards you want to. That can happen. But if you step on the field, you're accountable for your play. And I like that Zay Jones is an accountable dude. Like, I appreciate that about him.
You know, in the offseason, everybody killed the team for paying the money they did to those two receivers. Everybody did. They're laughing about it now because they've actually got good bang for their buck from those two guys. Read those numbers to me, JP, if you can. Give me the numbers on the two of them.
Yeah,
look at those.
I mean, this is for the season. They're both really close, if not past career highs already. So Zay Jones has a career best in targets, receptions, and yards already this season. 74 catches, 764 yards, and 5 touchdowns. 3 of those came yesterday. Christian Kirk has the most targets he's ever had and touchdowns so far, and he's not that far away from career bests in catches and yardage. He should catch those in the next game or so, really. And then Evan Ingram's not far away, a game or two out from career bests as well to go with those guys. So 3 guys you added this year are paying dividends for sure.
What are they? Okay, let's just – yeah. Oh, sorry, Tony, but look at they end up with – say Kirk ends up with what, 90?
Well, I think – so I was going to do that, Pete. I think Kirk ends up with 90 and 1150. Yeah, 1150. I think Zay Jones ends up with 80 and just under 1,000 maybe.
He'll have more than 80. He's going to have more than 6 catches the rest.
I'm sorry. He'll end up with 92 and right at about 1,000.
Right.
And Evan Ingram's going to end up with 75 and 800.
Yeah, probably 750. Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's really good. So you're going to have 3 players with 75 catches. And when they were signed, all 3 of them were frowned upon. All 3 of them.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, too much money for Kirk, way too much money for Kirk, too much money for Zay Jones. And what are they doing with Evan Ingram? He's been a failure. I mean, all 3 of them were frowned upon. And if I were them, I would make sure Evan Ingram's back next year.
I would.
The way they play football, I would make sure he's back.
I would too, Pete. I'm with you. I said it. Jeff and I were talking about it in the booth, not on the air, but just talking in the booth before at halftime, I think it was, or sometime during the game. I agree with you. I'd bring Evan Ingram back. I think he's a really good player. I think he's gotten better throughout the year. I think another year in the offense, I mean, he could be a 1,000-yard tight end. I mean, he has that capability. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he has that type of pass-catching ability, and he's becoming a better blocker.
Well, he had a great block on Van Der Esch on that one run, and he blocked, and he had a couple inside blocks when he pulled, he ran the wham block on guys. He blocked them.
And because he's a willing blocker. He's not a big man, so he's not going to dominate in the run game. But he's a willing blocker, and that's all you need out of that position.
Yeah, I think if you look, what has he had the last 2? If you average this out the last 2 weeks, that's 100 yards a game, isn't it? More over 100 yards a game.
He has 230 yards the last 2 games, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's incredible. And again, I think he has to come back. You have to find a way to keep him because the way they play. Some teams it wouldn't matter. I don't think the way they play, he fits. He fits with what they do.
224 yards the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How about that?
And what is it? And how many catches is it? 17?
19 catches on 25 targets.
That's big-time production from a tight end.
It really is. So they have been well worth the money spent in the offseason and free agency.
Well, I'll say that, and one more thing along those lines. I mean, kind of bouncing around here a little bit, but Pete, you brought up asking about, if the Titans win, if we win, they lose, we lose, kind of what happens. Here's all you need to know. As we sit right here, both teams control their own destiny. And that is really good for the NFL. It's exciting. I mean, my point is it's exciting. I mean, that's why this league is so great. And the reality is the way this thing is kind of playing out, I might have missed. I might have been a little early on my production.
No, here he goes.
With the Titans Jags game.
There's
Sunday night.
No, there's something that could ruin that though.
What's that?
His name's Tom Brady.
No, that could be. I think they'll have sewed it up by then, so that's not going to be an issue. All they got to do is beat Atlanta and Carolina, and they're in. So that one might. Here's the one. Baltimore and Cincy could be playing for the division title.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be. Maybe, yeah.
Well, Cincy plays at New England this week. They play Buffalo next week, and then they play Baltimore. Baltimore plays Atlanta. They're not losing. Baltimore plays. Who do they play next?
Baltimore has issues at quarterback, Pete. They might lose to Atlanta.
Lamar Jackson might be back though.
He might.
It's going to be the same. That's the question. They got Atlanta, then they got Pittsburgh, and then they're at Cincinnati.
The best team in the AFC right now is the Cincinnati Bengals.
I would agree with you, but they lost Hendrickson and now Hubbard's out for like about 3 weeks.
How long's Henderson out for?
A couple weeks, I think. Yeah, that's big.
That hurts them. That's big. Yeah. You're right.
But boy, they can score. They can score. They're going to be tough. Look. You look at all the teams. Josh Allen. If they have to score, they can go score. Joe Burrow. If they have to score, they can go score. Patrick Mahomes. If you have to score, you can go score. You'd like to
Jaguars.
And Trevor Lawrence is in that. Trevor Lawrence is in that conversation. If they have to go score, they go score. I mean that's where you're at right now.
Give me off the cuff, top of your head. Give me the quarterback power rankings in the NFL right now.
Well, you got to put Jalen Hurts in that conversation, by the way.
Great. I'm not.
Okay. In no order. Let's give them. Okay,
I want order.
Okay, Mahomes is still 1.
Okay.
Allen is 2.
Okay.
The way Hurts is playing, the way they play with him, he's got to be the 3rd right now. He's got to be in that conversation. I mean, you wouldn't draft him ahead of Herbert, but at least I wouldn't. But he's in it.
I disagree. Keep going.
Who am I leaving out? Herbert.
That's 4.
Boy, where do you put Kirk Cousins in that conversation?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I mean, he's in that 6, 7, 8 range.
Okay, but you're at 4. Who's 5?
Well, Herbert or Hurts I had, didn't I?
No, you went.
Mahomes, Allen,
Burrow,
Herbert,
Hurts.
Right, Hurts. All those 5.
6.
And by the way, Hurts might not play this week. I just saw he's dinged.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder injury.
Minshew Mania.
6. Yeah, I mean, you start getting into Cousins, Lawrence,
Trevor, yeah.
Tua.
Tua.
I mean, that group together in there, right? The way they're playing.
I'd put Trevor 6 right now.
Better than. Let's go out west. He's better than Geno. He's better than the Broncos. Is he better than Derek Carr?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All day long.
Okay. The Rams. Stafford's not playing, so he's ahead of anybody that's playing.
Yeah.
49ers, yes, and Cardinals, yes, because he's not playing either, and he's better than him anyways. Okay.
Even if he was playing, he's better.
Right. Dak.
Better
already.
Yes.
Okay. Daniel Jones, yes. Yeah. Washington, yes. Brady, is he better than Brady?
Yep.
That was quick. Yep. Trevor Lawrence in the postseason or Tom Brady?
Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, look, you would take him over him right now for sure because the way he's playing better. And And B, he's a lot younger. So, yeah, I get it. You would take him 6. Aaron Rodgers, he's playing better. He's playing better than Aaron Rodgers.
Lawrence, yep. 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's 6, but he's in the 7, 8, 9.
He's 6 in my book.
Well, I mean, Tua's had a great year, too, and you just discount that.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Pete. Let me ask you a very simple question. You're picking a quarterback for the
I'm taking Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence.
Stop with the.
But you're talking about who's playing well now. Okay, then you're going to take. We're not talking about. You're talking about right now. Is he playing better than him right now?
Yes, I'll take him over Tua right now.
Okay. Would you take him over Matt Stafford? Would Matt Stafford's healthy?
Yes.
When Matt Stafford's healthy?
Yes, right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's in the conversation. 6, 7, 8, 9 in there. Kirk Cousins is playing really well.
I mean, to me, the top 3 quarterbacks in this league, and you can argue the order, is Mahomes, Burrow, Allen.
Yes, I would agree with you. And then Herbert. Although, by the way, he was not very good on Sunday against the Titans. Herbert.
Oh, you love him, though. I'm not.
That's your guy.
I like Herbert a lot, but I'm not far off from putting Trevor ahead of Herbert.
You're just moving right up the rankings.
I mean, what?
Let me tell you this. After this year, when the Chargers do the Charger thing and don't make the playoffs, and the Jags are hosting a playoff game, and Trevor wins a playoff game, something Herbert's never done, then tell me who you're picking.
Look at the Chargers schedule the rest of the way and tell me they're not making the playoffs. By the way, it might be Trevor against Herbert in the first round.
Yeah, and we've already beat him once, and we're going to beat him again.
Would you rather play Herbert or Lamar Jackson in the postseason?
Lamar Jackson.
Here is the Chargers schedule. They're at the Colts. They're home against the Rams. They're at the Broncos. Ugh.
Which game are they losing?
My God.
They're going to lose the Broncos.
No, they're not.
I don't know about that.
That defense is good, Pete.
They're terrible on offense, though.
Yeah, but with no Russell Wilson, they're better. Look at all the points they scored this week.
Yeah, well, he's coming back this week.
Let's take a time out. We're going to keep it real when we come back. In a little bit, we'll get to your social media questions as well. And we are on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media today, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. This is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
With sun, sand, and surf, the holidays are a little different around here. And your local Ford dealer is here to help you celebrate with the Holiday Your Way sales event. Now's the time for great deals on Ford trucks or SUVs, arriving just in time for the holidays. Power up your holiday light show in a Ford F-150 truck with available Pro Power onboard. Or gather the whole family in a Ford Explorer SUV with seating for 7. Don't miss the Holiday Your Way sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Not all models, trims, or features may be available or may be subject to change.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't view the mistakes the same way others may. I judge a man by how he comes to work every day and the things that he's able to do for his team, whether he's battling through injury, whether he's going through something at home, whether he had a poor game last game, or whether he was written off last year. That's kind of how I view who a man is, and Trevor Lawrence has proved to me, if not anyone, that he's here and he's here to stay.
That's Zay Jones, Jaguars wide receiver with 3 touchdown catches yesterday. Discussing the quarterback, of course, that was earlier today. The full press conference available on Jaguars.com and Jags social media. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. It's time for Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. And, hey, Tony, it's almost your time of year to give these things out as gifts. So we're waiting on our bottle from you. Thank you.
I'm still waiting. I had dinner with I won't say who it was, but a huge Jaguar fan friend of mine, and he's from out of town. And the best is like, hey, have you ever got that Mondavi wine? I said, no, we're still waiting. It made me chuckle.
In other words, he was looking for the gift that you never gave him.
Right.
That was basically what he was saying.
I basically said that's why you've never gotten a gift from me, because I haven't gotten my gift.
By the way, before you get to the Keeping It Real,
yes,
Zay Jones got a little philosophical there, didn't he?
He can get that way, and he's a deep thinker.
About Zay. He's a deep thinker. He really, and I'm not saying that jokingly. He is a deep thinker. He's very smart. He's a high EQ, Pete. Like he gets it, and he's a deep thinker. And I've known Zay Jones since he was a little tyke, because I've known his dad, Robert, and I used to see him I used to see Robert a couple times a year. Actually, when I was with the Texans, I was in Austin for a little bit, so I knew Zay growing up. And then didn't see him for years, after I came back to Jacksonville. But, his dad, I don't know if you know Robert Jones. And
he played linebacker for the Cowboys, right? Yeah.
Just a hard-nosed, really good football player who would hit you in the mouth, and really good dude. And he's a thoughtful person himself, and he comes from a good family. And Zay Jones is a deep thinker. He's a good dude, and he's one of my favorite guys in this team.
You know what's great? Every week on this show now we have somebody like you knew the father, or your wife knew the wife, or the kids playing now. It's amazing how old you are.
I'm getting old, Pete. I'm getting old.
Love it.
Old. But Pete, you said it. You said it about in the offseason. And listen, I'll be honest with you. They let Shark go, and which is the right move. And I'm not saying they should have kept him. And they spent a ton of money on Kirk, Zay Jones, and Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram was a proven deal, 1-year deal. So I always loved the Evan Ingram deal from day one, because it's a low risk, high reward. Loved it, and it's paying off. I was probably partial to the Zay Jones just because who he was. And, he didn't have a ton of production in Las Vegas or Buffalo. He was kind of that third, sometimes fourth receiver. And the Kirk one, I never, because I don't watch a ton of Cardinals games. I've seen him a little bit. I was worried that we had overpaid. But at the same time, not in a frantic, lose your mind, because as you and I talk about all the time, Pete, you always overpay in free agency. Looking back now, and we'll do a postseason review, I'm sure, and we can kind of break down how everyone did. But looking right now at those 3 guys, offensive free agents, they nailed it. They're getting their money's worth.
No doubt.
And in free agency, even if you have to overplay, you could still argue, well, is Christian Kirk a dominant number one? No. I don't think he's a dominant go-to number one. He's not.
He's not Jefferson or Jamar Chase or any of those guys.
But for he's not A.J. Brown, big physical. But what he is, he's a damn good receiver. He can play outside. He can play slot. He's a pro. He is reliable. He knows how to get open. He can run the entire route tree. He has better speed than you think. I mean, he's a good player. And they are getting their money's worth out of Christian Kirk. Zay Jones are getting more than their money's worth. They're getting a deal on Zay Jones right now with this production. And I think they found the tight end, at least a move tight end for the future, that they should sign back in Evan Ingram, in my opinion.
And I can actually sit here and say I was one of the few guys who actually defended the Kirk signing in the national media. Because
you know what, Pete? I was probably on the fence when they did it. I knew they had to go get a receiver because they needed talent for Trevor. I was on the fence, of did they pay too much? Could they've gone the kind of Juju Smith-Schuster, Scantling path and down that path? Let me tell you what. Give Doug, give Trent credit. They hit it right. They did a good job. I mean, hey, you and I are critical when we think they didn't pick it right. And, I think we're fair. And Trent Baalke and his scouting, his pro scouts, and Doug Peterson and his coaching staff got it right with those three free agents.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
No question about it. You got to give them credit for that.
You got to give them a ton of credit.
There you have it. That was Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi.
Hey, JP, can I ask you what the real Keep It Real question was?
Yeah.
I know it wasn't that. I can't remember.
We went off on a tangent.
Tangent. What was it actually?
Sometimes you just got to ride the wave, right? So I did that. The real question was going to be, where does the quarterback rank in the NFL? But we covered that last tangent. Yeah. So we just kind of fell into
another couple more weeks. Boselli's going to have him number one in the NFL.
Yeah, right. Well, we got 30 minutes left, maybe before the show's over.
Pete, going into next year, I believe it'll be Trevor Lawrence will be argued as one of the top 5 best quarterbacks in this league. And if it's not at the beginning of the year, by the midway point next year, he will be argued as one of the best 5 quarterbacks.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
I like that.
Not going to disagree with you.
I like that. Let's come back and get into the social media questions. Everybody's pretty happy today after a Jaguars overtime victory over the Dallas Cowboys, 40-34, the final. And this is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in-ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, ViStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timoneri, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday. After a Jaguars victory over the Dallas Cowboys, the Jaguars control their destiny to the playoffs with 3 games to go. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. And time now for the Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. Well, we put out the cat signal earlier today on Twitter. Here's the best we've come up with. At PSA Boralt, in a game that had a ton of key plays, what was the most important play of the game? What do you think?
I already answered it.
It wasn't the most important play of the game.
Yes, it is.
The most important play of the game was Rayshon Jenkins getting a pick 6 to win it. That's the most important play of the game.
Nope. Getting out of bounds. They never get there without it.
Or how about the 3 and out? How about the third down overthrow, incompletion?
How about Mike McCarthy calling a go route, four seam routes on 3rd and 10?
How about that?
The lead in a minute 30.
By the way, Mike McCarthy doesn't call the plays. Kellen Moore does.
He should overrule them.
He should have overruled. That was a terrible, 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 terrible call.
But
no, the most important play, in a game, there's always 10 to 12 of them that you could point to.
Right, because one leads to the next, leads to the next. They build up.
Right.
I'm going with Evan Ingram getting out of bounds.
Well, if they hadn't scored on 3rd down and on the Zay Jones play that Cam Robinson got hurt, it would have been this direct snap to DTN.
See?
Stop it, Pete. Stop it.
Way to go, Pete.
Somebody's got to bring those up every week.
One of these days, they're going to score on that, and he's going to spike the ball in your face.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
In all the plays that I've had problem with, have they done anything on them? And the ones I've had problems with?
Yeah, they scored a 2-point conversion. What are you talking about?
2-point conversion.
To get within 2 scores in a 3-score game, man. Come on, Pete.
Which 2-point conversion?
The one that were down 21.
In Detroit.
Yeah, right, Detroit.
Oh, yeah, they wasted a play. They wasted a trick
They
play.
scored.
They wasted a trick play.
They got within 2 scores.
That didn't matter.
What are you talking
They
about?
might need that Thursday night against the Jets, and
Well,
they wasted it.
Again. Use it again.
Just ignore him, JP. Ignore Pete.
Because you know I'm right. That's why.
So stupid.
You know I'm right.
All right. Next question. This is at Jacob Reinhardt 2. What's Trevor Lawrence's biggest improvement this year so far?
I think he's getting more and more comfortable in the offense and better command of the offense. So that's making him more comfortable in the pocket and throughout the kind of the course of the play, which is making him more accurate. I think, early he was pressing and he's trying to figure out, still learning. And not that he's not learning now, but his accuracy has improved throughout the year.
Yeah, and he's not making his decision, he's not locking on to his decision. He's getting off of guys. Now, We said it last week. The throw to Zay Jones, that was an amazing throw. He had Kirk on which would have been a touchdown on that crosser right there. Yesterday, when he threw the interception, he predetermined where he was going with that. He had Ingram wide open in the middle of the field.
On the crosser, yeah.
Yeah.
Ingram was
So
wide open.
that's the next. As great as he's been, and I think he's going to be great. He's been the last 5 games. He's been great. As great as he's been,
there's still room for improvement.
He's just scratching what he's going to be.
Yep, I agree.
Next question. Social media abuzz today after the win. This is at Leland Merritt. Has Pete started collecting his notes for From Jags to Riches 2, Trevor Boogaloo? Because the book deal is coming this February.
No, I don't cover the team anymore, and plus I don't want to spend all that time with John Osher like I used to. No, I love John Osher. He's one of my favorite guys, but no, I don't cover the team anymore. I'm not there day to day. I can't get the stories the way we used to get them inside the team. So that would be up to somebody else to write that book.
I don't think anyone gets the stories like they used to, Pete.
No, it's different. It's different in a different time.
Different league.
Much different.
Do you still have copies of that, Pete? Just turn around and look. Hey, there's one right there. Look at that. Nice.
I mean, there's inside the jacket, there's a picture of me. It looks like it's about 60 years ago. And John Osher, what is that with the bouffant hairdo he had back in the day?
Was that with a ponytail for John, or was that post?
No, that was the ponytail. Was when Coughlin used to go nuts for the ponytail. That was something he did not like.
I love the ponytail.
But I actually had hair in that picture. Hair. Yeah. I have no idea what that is, but I had hair.
Unbelievable. I'm sitting here looking at the book on Amazon. Like, let's see how much it's going for. $35.
You can probably get it for $1.
$35. $35.
Where's that money going?
I don't know. I think it's not going to you, huh? The royalty check.
Well, you know what happened? That book was put out by a really good. St. Martin's Press was a big publishing house, but they were so delayed getting the book out. By the time the book came out, the next season had started. Nobody cares about the past season.
Yep.
Right. Got to strike while the iron is hot. Let's move along. Next question. Social media. At Captronic, for Tony, what can you share about specific O-line play that you saw that contributed to the quarterback-wide receiver connections? Name names, they're asking.
I mean, I think overall the protection was good. That's a great pass rush, and they got an all-pro pass rusher, Micah Parsons, and Lawrence on the other side is a really good player. I mean, that's
Armstrong got hurt. Armstrong got hurt in the game, and that he's a good pass rusher.
And to give up one sack.
Yeah, there was protection there.
Yeah, they gave up 1 sack. I think 4 hits. There was more pressures, probably a handful of pressures.
Yeah, like Parsons had about 7. I think he was credited with 8 or 9 pressures. He had some pressures. Yeah. And the sack he got on Sheriff when he looped inside on him and beat him inside.
Yep, but I thought they did overall against that unit. I thought there was a good plan. Good job by the coaches helping on the chips and formations to take some of the steam off. They ran the ball effective enough with Travis Etienne. And so I thought overall it was a great team effort, and the offense line did a good job of giving Trevor time to deal.
And especially with all the changes at the end there, too, with injuries and guys coming and going at tackle. That was clutch down the stretch.
So I want to ask you this. So Jawan Taylor's fine to play on Thursday? Is that the feeling?
Yes.
Because I know he went back in the game, but they think he'll be able to play.
That's what Doug said today. Yep.
JP, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Doug Peterson said in his press conference that Jawan Taylor will play. He's cleared to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll play right tackle, Little will play left tackle. And what do you say about Fotokasi? Is he cleared to play too?
He said the rest of those guys are good, yeah.
Okay, so the only one gone is Cam Robinson. I mean, that's I mean, you hate to see him go down, but I think you can handle that one.
So, there you go.
I agree.
Couple more questions on social today. This is at Doofus Maglory. What is an area that the Jags offense can exploit against a really good Jets defense?
Aggression. They're very aggressive.
I'll defer to Pete because I haven't watched enough tape.
They're very aggressive. You can get them flowing one way and get back the other way. Just like I said, the Lions had a 4th and inches. C.J. Mosley, who's a very aggressive linebacker, came running across the field, and they stuck the tight end out wide open for a big play. And I think you can use that against the Jets. They're athletic. They can run. They're a little undisciplined at times, and so I think you can use that against them as well. And that's why I think it's a really good matchup for Jacksonville, because Doug is great at exploiting the aggressiveness and the ability to go use the entire field, the width of the field, against the defense. So I think they'll be able to get some plays on them.
I like that. Yes, aggressive Doug. It's Pete. Not a huge fan of some of that. Sometimes.
I love his aggressiveness. I just think in some situations he gets caught up in looking for the next Philly special.
He's backpedaling a little bit.
No, I'm not. Yeah, don't you like that? He gets caught up. I go, this isn't the time for the Philly special. Play football.
One more question. Social media. This is from @ArchWithTal. First off, just want to acknowledge that I, for one, noticed J.P. Shadrick went from bat signal to cat signal this year. Props. Secondly, what are your thoughts on Peterson getting Coach of the Year? Thank you, by the way.
Well, we talked about it earlier. I don't think he'll win it, but I think he'll get votes if they end up winning the division. I'm with Pete. I think Nick Sirianni is going to win it based on what the Eagles are doing right now, especially if they continue out. They'll be the number 1 seed. They're going to have home field advantage. They're going to have, probably only 2 losses, maybe 3, depending on the Hurts injury, and how they rest guys at the end of the season. But I think probably Nick Sirianni. I think Dan Campbell's a candidate as well if they keep on playing the way they are.
Brian
Dable in New York has done a great job. But I think Doug Peterson is right up there.
But you're not going to get. Here's why you're not going to get votes, Tony. Because unlike they changed the MVP voting this year, in that you give it tiered votes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you used to just give an MVP vote so somebody would get unanimous or 47. Now they're doing it that way. But the other ones, they haven't changed. At least they haven't said they're changing it. Because I'm one of the voters. They haven't said they're changing it. So if you're going to vote, you got to vote for one guy. One guy. So Sirianni will get. I think he'll win. Right now, he would win unanimously, I think.
And I think the other thing that hurts, if during that 6-game stretch where they won 1-5, if they go 3-3 there or 4-2 and win some of those close games, and they're sitting right now at 9-5 instead of 6-8.
Right.
I think that then he would be like right there with Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, because then they could end up 12 and whatever, and yes, they would be in the conversation. I agree, but as it is right now, I think Sirianni is going to win it.
But if I had to vote, I'd be voting for Doug Peterson.
Hey, Pete, I'm curious. This is not a knock. I'm just curious. Like you said that vote is you get one vote, and is it usually always unanimous? Like
no,
no, it's not. Okay.
No, it's not.
Like MVP a lot of times was though, right?
Close. A lot of times you see a guy get 48, 47. Like right now, who would be the MVP of the league right now? Jalen Hurts?
Probably.
Right. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard not to argue with Jalen Hurts. I might choose Travis Kelce. Jason Kelce, the center for the Eagles.
He might
be my MVP.
But you could make a case for Mahomes. You could make a case for Allen. Josh Allen, what he did the other night, he carried that team on his back.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's had a couple stinkers too.
Yeah, Hurts hasn't had any real stink, although he wasn't great yesterday.
I think if I had to vote right now, I'd vote for Hurts. I'll tell you another, because I hate it. It really becomes the quarterback. Who's the best quarterback of the league? It really is what's translated into the MVP, which is unfortunate. I could argue Tyreek Hill should get some votes as MVP.
I would agree with you. Some people could say Justin Jefferson too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
No running backs though this year.
No.
Nope. There you have it. Fanatics fan questions are in. Thank you for the submissions. They were hot and heavy today, and
they're
still
too nice though. When they win, they're too nice. The questions are too nice.
What would you rather it be, Pete?
No, it's different. They're definitely too nice.
Pete likes it when it gets a little salty.
I like saltiness. I do like saltiness.
Because you know why Pete loves that, JP? Because he knows I will react. and will get upset and go after.
Like when you used to hang up on callers and get mad.
I never
JP?
hung up.
Yeah,
JP?
you kind of did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. People in the town, when I lived there, people in town were talking about that a lot. They come up to me and they go, boy, Tony's so mean to people.
He is.
That's not true. That's not true.
That is true.
Maybe he's mellowed out since he got the jacket.
Fake news, fake news, fake news, fake
No,
news.
fake news, fake news.
He's part of the media, JP. Fake news.
You're part of the media, too.
I'm local media. We don't do fake news.
I will say
part
this:
of the media.
understatement of the year. Pete Prisco likes it when it's salty. I mean, that's yeah, we get it. We're back in a moment. We'll go around the NFL. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com. Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back. Coming down the home stretch of Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday after a Jaguars win. 3 of the last 4 the Jags have won. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Tony Boselli. The Jaguars control their destiny for the playoffs. A game back of the Tennessee Titans. Let's go around the National Football League. Let's start off with the NFC playoff picture. There are a few spots that have already been clinched in the NFC. Well, the Eagles are in, the Vikings are in, the Niners are in, and with the Giants win last night, the Cowboys got in. They could have gotten in with a win over the Jags, of course. They lost that game, but the Giants helped them out. So the Cowboys are officially in the playoffs. Bucks lead the NFC South. The Giants and the Commanders are after that. So there you go.
And did the Eagles beat the Vikings already this year?
Yes, they blew them out on a Monday night.
And so if the Eagles win this week, they clinch the number 1 seed then.
Correct.
There you go. How about that?
How about the Bucks getting in? They're going to have a losing record and get in.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
By the way, the Giants are 8-5-1 because they won the game last night. So the Washington it did not change the standings. Giants are 6, Washington 7, but that's a little different there on your screen.
But you're going to cue the uproar over a division winner getting in. You know what? It always works its way around. Every division has that at some point.
You know the best part about it is the 4 seed will play the 5 seed, right, Pete?
Yeah, the Cowboys are going to go there,
and they're going to lose. And the Bucks will beat the Cowboys in Tampa. I'm telling you right now. I get
you locking that.
I will triple lock Bucks if they get in and host the Cowboys. They will beat the Cowboys in the playoffs.
You know what? It's hard to argue with you. All the Bucks need to do is beat Carolina, and they're going to get in.
AFC playoff picture not as clear yet. The Bills and Chiefs are in. Everything else is still up for grabs at the moment. A lot of teams are within striking distance, of course. Bengals at 10-4 lead their division. Titans for now. The Ravens, Chargers, and Dolphins would be the wild card teams at the moment. Patriots, Jets, Jags, Raiders, Browns, Steelers are in the hunt officially.
I don't think the Chargers can charge her. That's how easy their schedule is the rest of the way. They can't charge her. So I think
maybe.
At Indy, Denver, and the Rams, come on, Tony. They can't even blow that, can they?
I don't know, Pete. I don't know. They're the Chargers, Pete. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, they almost blew that game on Sunday to the Titans. They almost did. But
who is that? What is the thing that interests me is the East. Because you have the Patriots who, like what they did yesterday, we haven't even talked about that. Oh, my gosh. The Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Do all those teams play each other the last 3 weeks?
Yes. The Dolphins play the Packers this week. Then they play, at New England, and then home against the Jets, right? Isn't that what it is, JP?
Yeah, Dolphins home against Green Bay, at New England, home against the Jets.
Yeah, so they play each other. New England has Cincy this week, which is not at home, which is not an easy game. Then they have
Miami,
and then what's their last? They have
at Buffalo.
At Buffalo, New England's in trouble. New England's in big trouble.
Yeah, and so the Jets have the Jags, and then who? And then the Dolphins.
The New York Jets have the Jaguars, of course. Then they're at Seattle, and then at the Dolphins.
That's tough too. So the Jets, after we beat them, they'll be 7-8.
One of them is getting it. One of them is getting in.
Yeah.
Right? Because who else is? You're going to get the Chargers are probably going to get in, unless like one of those teams in the Central gets hot. Like Browns if they ran the table.
You just say the Central, Pete? The Central.
The Central. You know what I meant.
Turn back the clock.
The North.
I like it. Yeah.
Could the Titans get in at? If the Titans go 2-1 and are 9-8, and we go 9-8, and because of one loss, could the Titans get in that last wild card spot at 9-8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami's got 5 losses right now? Isn't that what it is? No, 6.
They're 8-6.
They got 6. They could lose all 3.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they went from where they were to not making the postseason?
It's possible.
Yes, I can.
Because that would be ending on a 6-game losing streak.
Because I'm not sold on Tua. I know everyone else is in this world.
No, I know. Look, there are moments. He played okay the other day, though.
I mean, you get it to those.
They got away from the run game. They averaged 9 yards a rush in the first half, and they had 3 third and shorts in the second half and didn't run the ball. They didn't convert on any of them.
All right, let's get to this Patriots debacle at the end of the game against the Raiders. In a tie game, they decide to start pitching it around, and then Chandler Jones picks it up and runs and stiff arms Mac Jones and runs in for the game-winning touchdown with no time left. What happened?
Well, it's interesting in the last 4 years. Brady's last year, maybe it's the last 3 years, 4 years, because Brady's been at the Bucs 3 years now. 4 years ago, last game of the year, the Patriots get beat on a last play of the game, lateral Hail Mary.
That's right.
Crazy
against Miami.
Against Miami, and I thought it was bad coaching because they have Gronkowski as the last guy, like the safety. Like, what is he doing back there? He doesn't play defense.
Right.
Put someone fast back there.
Right.
He knows how to tackle. So that was weird coaching. And then you fast forward to this week. I mean, the whole year at New England has been weird. And Bill Belichick is going to go down as the greatest coach in the history of this game. Like, I'm never going to take that away from him. I don't understand his thinking with Matt Patricia and Judge as kind of co-coordinators, and Patricia being the offensive line coach, which is one of the most important position coaches on our staff, and he's never coached the offensive line before. I don't understand that decision by Bill Belichick. Okay,
Nope.
Set that aside. He's the greatest GOAT of coaches. You then look at this, like, now the word is the players did that on their own.
But you're ultimately responsible for that.
But you're ultimately responsible as a coach. And that was like, that's a play you do if you're down by one and you have to score.
Right.
They're tied. Go to overtime.
Right. I mean,
And by the way,
Myers took it on himself that he did it, but I don't care what he says. You might have done it, but the coaching staff they're right there on the sideline too. Go down, go down.
Yell at them. They're right there.
Why even run the ball?
Right. Take a knee. Or take a Hail Mary if you want to do that.
That's fine. But if you're just going to hand it off, what's the upside?
Right. The downside is you fumble, they pick it up and go the other way. Right. I agree with you, Tony. Look, he is the greatest coach of all time. But like the rest of them, he's got his fair share of idiotic moves. And I've gone through them and actually documented them. 4th and Jackass in New England. That's what I nicknamed that play. It was the worst play in the history of the world when he went for it. And everybody thought, oh, great decision. It cost him the game. Remember against the Ravens, I think it was, in the postseason, where he punted to the middle of the field at the end of the playoff game and gave him an opportunity to win instead of kicking it out of bounds. He also had Brady, remember, he took a knee in a couple scenarios, but instead of standing around and killing clock, he just went down and they left time on the clock. There's a bunch of them. He's had a bunch of them. He's gotten away with them. They all get away with them. They all make dumb decisions. That is on him. I'm sorry. It's on Belichick. Period. You're the head coach. You're responsible for that.
Yep.
4th and Jackass. I forgot about that one.
At Indy, remember?
It was
That's
at
right.
Indy. It wasn't in.
Yeah.
You said in New
Indy.
England.
I said it was at Indy. It was at Indy. I was there. I remember it.
I know that's not what you said though.
Yes, I did.
We're clear.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did. At Indy.
Monday Night Football. It's a battle of underachieving NFC teams. The defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams are 4-9 and crumbling. The Green Bay Packers are 5-8 and are desperate. It's 15 degrees at Lambeau. Who you got tonight on the frozen
You're
tundra?
low key today, JP. What's the matter? That was a little low key.
Because honestly, Pete, it's a Monday Night Football game. Does anyone care tonight?
No, it's a bad game. Yeah, but the Packers are still alive.
Yeah, they are.
Kind of.
They're still alive. I got the Packers.
And I will say I'm intrigued to watch Baker Mayfield. I am intrigued.
Does he become who he is? I mean, you are what you are, right? Usually in this league.
Probably.
Yeah. I think the Packers handle him tonight. I think Rodgers looks like Rodgers tonight. He'll play well.
What if the Packers
They got rid
win?
of Sammy. They cut Sammy Watkins today, Pete.
Yeah. He did nothing.
What if the Packers win this week and next week in Miami, Pete?
Then they got the Lions at one point at close out the season with the Lions, I think, and one other game I think that's not that hard. They can get in the playoffs. There's a team you don't want in either.
Yeah, they got the Rams, Dolphins, Vikings in Lambeau, and then Lions in Lambeau. 3 of the 4 at home.
They could make a run.
Wow.
The toughest game they have there is the Lions. They're playing well. They are
playing well. They are playing well. Good quarterback coach in Detroit.
That's the difference.
Hey, Jared Goff's playing well.
Monday Night Football is in. All right, so are we ready to just double lock it again? You want to review the locks tonight? You double locked it.
The Jaguars are going to the playoffs.
Tony already locked the playoff victory in round 1. What are you talking about?
It's true.
You got them beating the Ravens. That's what you said. They're going to play the Chargers. Would you have them beating the Chargers too?
Yes.
You'd rather play the Ravens, though, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Look, just go beat the Jets. If you're going to get in the playoffs, don't let all this stuff, just go win. What did they do today? Did they practice today?
I think they did some light stuff. Nothing heavy.
Okay, and then they'll have a full practice tomorrow, and then they got to travel on Wednesday after a light walkthrough. I mean, it's a tough week for these guys. Have never dealt with that before, right?
Here's the thing, Pete. I might be able to get up. The more I think about it, we might be in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, it is 1996 all over again.
Oh, baby. All right, guys.
They're going to go to Buffalo and win, too?
Yep.
I like it. Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. We'll talk to you guys again next week. Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, I'm J.P. Shadrick. We'll catch you next time. It's Jaguars Happy